Hello, and welcome back to the Zulu B. Wiley Public Library in Cedar Hill, Texas. I'm Miss Ann, and this is the K-2 Read-Along. This month, I'll be sharing with you Amy Wu and the Perfect Bao by Kat Zhang, illustrated by Charlene Chua. And you may be wondering, what's a bao? A bao is a Mandarin Chinese bun that can be filled with sweet things or meat and other savory things. And Amy has struggled to learn how to do this. Let's begin. And it lets us know bao like bow, not like bow. Amy can do a lot of things. She can brush her teeth. She can tie her shoe. She can even do both at once, sort of. Do you think it was wise for Amy to try both at the same time? I don't know. But there's one thing Amy cannot do. She cannot make the perfect bao. Sometimes they come out too small. Sometimes they come out too big. Sometimes she adds too much filling. Sometimes not enough. And sometimes they fall apart before they reach her mouth. Amy's mom and dad make perfect bao. So does her grandma. Their bao are soft and fluffy and so delicious. Do you have that problem sometimes? The bigger people in your family are able to do things and you can't quite get it right? I think that happens to all of us. Amy could eat them all day. Sometimes she does. Today, Amy is going to do it. She's going to make the world's most perfect bao. Bao making is an all-day event. Amy's dad starts in the morning, mixing together the ingredients for the dough. Then it's time to knead. He pushes the dough. He punches the dough. Amy gives it a try too. They leave the dough to rise. Amy keeps an eye on it, just in case. It grows bigger and bigger and bigger. Did you know raw dough could do that? Amy's dad squishes the dough down just in time. He rolls it into a log and cuts it into pieces. Meanwhile, Amy's mom seasons meat for the filling. Let's take a look at the spices she uses. Garlic, mushrooms, pepper, salt, ginger. Do you know those flavors? Yum. Everyone gathers around the table and rolls up their sleeves. It's time to get to work. Amy's first bow turns out a little funny. So does the second. Should she give up or keep trying? It's hard to know how much filling to add. Too little, and the bow is sad and empty. Too much, and oops. It's also hard to pinch the bow shut just right. Look at her concentrating. Amy watches her mom make the perfect bow. She watches her dad make a perfect bow. And her grandma too. They all try to teach her. Roll out the dough like this, says Amy's dad. Use just enough filling, says Amy's mom. Pinch, 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 says Amy's grandma. So much pressure. But Amy's bow just aren't the same. They are too empty or too fat. They have holes in them. They leak. Maybe today won't be the day after all. Maybe Amy just can't make a perfect bow. How is she feeling right about now? How would you feel? Then Amy has an idea. The pieces of dough were cut for grown-up hands, but Amy's hands are small. She whispers her idea into Grandma's ear. Amy's grandma cuts each piece of dough into 2 smaller pieces, Amy-sized pieces. Now they fit perfectly in Amy's palms. Carefully, Amy rolls the dough so it's thicker on the inside and thinner at the edges. She adds just the right amount of filling. She pinches it shut. And there it is, Amy's perfect bow. Woo! She did it. She makes another and another and even more after that. She's a bow making master. Soon, all the dough and filling are gone. Everyone is tired, but they're not done yet. Amy's grandma boils a big pot of water. It's time to steam the bow. Amy keeps an eye on the steamer, just in case. All her perfect bow and all the imperfect ones, too, are snug inside. The bow are done. Amy's mom lifts the lid off the steamer. Whoosh! Out comes a puff of steam. Amy can't see anything at all. Does your family have a utensil like this steamer at home? The steam clears. There are Amy's Perfect Bao. They are not too small. They are not too big. They have just the right amount of filling, and they do not leak. They are soft and fluffy and so delicious. Amy eats one, then another. Then she eats one of the not so perfect bao. And you know what? It tastes just as good. Amy takes them to school. What do you think her classmates think of her perfect bao? I say yum yum. And friends, if you'd like to try making bao, here is Amy's family's recipe. I enjoyed that story. And that story got me thinking. It's January, and we just celebrated the year 2023 on January 1st. Many people around the world celebrate the new year on January 1st, but not all of them. There are several countries in the world and people of Asian descent who celebrate the Lunar New Year, also known as Chinese New Year. And it starts this year on January 22nd. In your lovely bag with the read-along book, available here at the Zula B. Wiley Public Library, I've included some activities to help you learn about Chinese New Year. This year is the year of the rabbit, and I've included a picture of him. There's some math using Chinese characters as numbers. There's an I Spy page that you can later graph. We also have a Chinese New Year zodiac wheel. And don't get discouraged. The top of this says 2020. However, the wheel is still useful because it includes many years after 2020. All of this and more are available at our library right now. If you haven't picked yours up, ask your parents to bring you by. So that's all for now. Enjoy Chinese New Year and all the other celebrations, and I'll see you again in February. Keep reading.